no sleeves. Tell her, put it like me. Brewing a coffee, is asleep. You weak, she. The web look at the boots, fleet. Headache, got a hook till she give me a headache. Send me a text, I ain't reading no essay. Fall back, yeah, get fall back, yeah, get back. It's a big, so no, so long as she get really good. Listen, I don't mean to call you up, cause I don't know that. And if I never call you again, that mean you throw back. We only met once, but we like we go back, way back. Now we on track, but you can never ever be my man. You a whole snap, you said it on your IG page. I ain't say that, like say that. Lay back, in the back of the Maybach, play that. You see J that, I be in the streets like a stray rat. I will never be with a ring, cause he ain't finna take half. I be on my kid, one girl, one side, in a dope, sending me a text like she misses. The only way she getting back in it.
Fans are done waiting. They are ready for some football here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. Today, a good one in store here. It's the Denver Broncos and the Philadelphia Eagles. To kick off, here's Will Lutz. And away we go at the link. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Going wide receiver run to start this series. Well, maybe the rest of the game is going to be headed in the proper direction, Brock, but their first play winds up going backwards.
On these 1st and 10 calls, defenses are always keyed in that a run might be coming their way. And as soon as the QB turned to give the ball, the entire defense came crashing in to bury them for a loss.
From the pistol, Hurts. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. Back to throw, Hurts. Getting out to his left. Throwing on the run, deep down that left side. And oh, he drops the deep shot. A big play to start the game, but it slips through, incomplete. Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. This one down right at the 30-yard line. First and 10 now from the 30. Opening play, and Bo will throw. This is Sutton working the right side. Able to take this to about the 35. That's a gain of 5 on the play.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards into double coverage, that is way too much risk for that reward.
They run it. Here's R.J. Harvey. And His drive forward halted after a couple of yards. It was Reed Blankenship making the stop.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Third down, 1 yard to go. Staying on the ground here with Harvey. That's the first and more past midfield. And he has this all the way down to the 29-yard line. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
Well, no look on his first look of the game, and it sets up second down. Up the middle to Harvey. Now that's not what the offense dialed up. They stick him for a loss. It's going to be third down.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on third down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. Fourth down coming up. And this isn't going to do it. The kick is no good. And we continue to await our opening score of this ball game.
Well, there's certainly never, ever a guarantee from that distance, but that's one you'd expect to be in your kicker's range. You hate to have a drive come away with nothing, but that's exactly what happened.
And he's brought down after a nice run and some extra effort. He gets him 9 on the ground. A good pickup and a second down. Here's another carry for Barkley. They stopped him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. Third down coming up.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. With a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a first down. This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And this goes across midfield and into Broncos territory. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. Four yards on that first down run. Here's second and 6. From the 48. Vacates quickly left side. He can run it. Excellent pickup to move the chains. 36 yards in the end.
It's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a first down. That's a big bonus for the quarterback.
First down, a run with Barkley. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. They only get a yard out of that run. It's going to be second down.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play. Just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late. This could have been much, much more exciting.
Need a better result than that last run. It's second and 8. Forced out to his right. And he has the catch. Gets both feet in. That's a touchdown. The Eagles go up 6-0 here in the first. A.J. Brown, the touchdown. Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Hold on a sec. We've got an Eagle hurting pretty good out there, and they're going to head out to look at him. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And he mishit this one badly. It's out of bounds short of the 40, and they're going to take over at that spot. Play action with Nix. Buying some time right. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit. Kate, you got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
Got a man. It's Marvin Mims. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
To the line we go. They're set, first and 10. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. To throw again. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to go out with a pickup of 3. So chipping away a few here ahead of this third down. And time runs out before they get the snap off. That's the end of one. 7-0 is our score. We'll return to the link right after this. We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They start out with a 3rd and 6. They'll throw again. Nix. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that'll be good for a Denver first. It's Harvey straight ahead. And that run good for a handful as it brings up second down.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4. RV once more. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. It's a gain of 4. And the Broncos will have a first down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Going to the ground again on first. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Second down, give to Harvey. This time they've got him. He can't break another tackle. He will go down behind the line.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Oh, they got it. Intercepted along the goal line. Cooper to Gene in to pick it off. And the Eagles are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception.
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh, no! Give me that one back. Because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw. Even more so, picked it off.
It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
Simply put, Kate, that is a drive starter extraordinaire.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First and 10. Here's Hurts. Flushed out of the pocket. Caught for big yards on the right side. He does it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles double their lead to 14. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. All right, Denver getting everybody set. So they've got 1st and 10. They pick the handoff. Now Nix. He rolls to his right. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Cortland Sutton, the man he was after. And now they face 2nd down. To throw, here's Nix. Dumped off to his running back. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be good for a Denver first. He's slated downs to approach here from the 40. On the handoff, here's Harvey. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
2nd and 10 now. Pass taken in by Sutton. And he is brought to a stop after he found plenty of room there to run.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he can transform a short completion into a big play.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. The throw finds Evan Ingram. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on 2nd down. That playbook wide open.
From the 21. Dumps it off to his running back. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
Running in the red zone. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Give him 8 yards on the play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down. From the red zone now. That's incomplete left side.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Again on 2nd and 10, Nix. This one's caught. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Throwing again. Here's Nix. The back grabs it. And this does not get it. Looking short field, but the defender is there to force this 4th down. Denver calls the 2nd of its 3 timeouts. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. All right, down a couple of scores. They want a bigger swing than just 3. They're going for this. And the QB keeps it on the sneak. And the defense holds him at the 2. Brock, he can't get beyond the line. Still a couple yards short of that end zone. Now the Broncos take their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. If only every drive could start like this, right, partner? 1st and goal to begin this one. Back now, pressure on its way. And he'll final score, touchdown Denver! The Broncos make it a one-score game before halftime. Cortland Sutton the touchdown. One play after their defense makes a stand, Brock. This offense says thank you very much and hits the end zone for 6.
That's really what you like to see, Kate. Both sides of the ball capable of making big plays and stacking that momentum with each other. And you really like to see the offense was prepared to get out there. The call dialed in and ready to go, ready to strike when the opportunity presented itself.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. So no return this time. Let's see if they run a play or if they just decide to kneel out the half. Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining. On first down, Hurts buying some time left. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left.
Kate, this quarterback gets out of the pocket, genuinely a coin toss whether he's going to keep it with his legs or put it in the air. Sigh of relief there defensively as that ball falls incomplete.
Looking to throw. He gets a lot behind one. Deep down. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. Just 2 seconds left in the half as we get a timeout. Here comes the final play of our first half. Throwing here just before halftime. Escapes the pocket. And that was just a little bit too low to be brought in. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Starting from the 5. Finds some space. He lost the football. And they dodge a turnover there on the return. The 30. It doesn't look like it. And he had everybody thinking 6 before they finally got to him and put an end to it.
Awareness, awareness, awareness. So critical in so many phases of the game. And in this phase, in the special teams phase, it's not just hitting blocks and clearing the lane, but in this case, recognizing the fumble and most importantly, keeping that possession.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Nick's looking to throw. He's got it. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Cortland Sutton the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
That one splits the uprights. And the Broncos tie things up at 14. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. Working quickly here. A play fake now Hurts to throw. Rolling out to his left. Now he'll throw deep. Talanoa Hufanga makes the play. And the Broncos are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick six? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
They've got first down from the 31. Giving this to Harvey. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate, training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
This is Sutton working the right side. And he will not get any further, but plenty of progress already.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They'll run here. It's Harvey. And he falls through the defense for a touchdown. The Broncos parlay the interception into points. Extra point try now from Lutz. So before we get an attempt, there's contact up front. Will it make this field goal easier or harder? All right, so with the penalty, a chance to go for 2 from the 1, or they could elect to try a shorter kick. That kick a whole lot easier after that penalty, right? And he sends it through. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Dory Jackson now to return it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Philadelphia settled and ready. It's 1st and 10. They go play fake with Hurts. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
This defense, they had a plan. And they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to throw. Hurts. The screen pass falls incomplete.
Kid, I'm just kind of laughing because I could feel the armchair quarterbacks going, I can make that throw. And anybody who's actually made those throws says you have no idea what it feels like with everybody breathing down your neck. That play's got to be right, timed up right, and it certainly wasn't.
Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running for it. Big gain downfield. And he's brought down, and a penalty flag out on the play as well. You don't get too many plays of that size in a game, and that flag takes away one of them. The Eagles are in punt formation. And the punt team downs this one just inside the 40. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Harvey. And the drive starts out small, just 1 yard on that play.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Nicks off the play action. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. Well, he already has himself one interception in this game, partner, and throws like that are going to find him another if he isn't careful.
Yep, those are the throws you want to intersperse, kind of sprinkle into your passing game, because if they become the norm and you're constantly thrown into coverage, that's when one pick becomes...
All the way! Touchdown, Denver! The Broncos take a 13-point lead. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. You got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Jackson now to return it. Oh, he trucked that defender. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. They connect on the deep shot. And he's able to get this down to the 36. It's a pickup of 39 yards. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down. Hurts now from the gun. Escapes out to the left. Heaves this one for the back of the end zone. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Well, he went for it all right there. That was a highlight reel waiting to happen if he could connect. So good to get out of the pocket, keep the play alive, but even better defensively to force the incompletion.
Now pitch it to Barkley. Excellent play defensively as they get to him behind the line. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
We take a break from his regularly scheduled programming of pass coverage duties to see him add in a little contribution in the run support. And his teammates, you can just see the body language. A little nod, a little grin. They'll welcome the reinforcements every time.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Hurts looking to throw. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Vacates quickly left side. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
I'm not going to be surprised at all, Kate, if we see more of this. Just trying to find some answer, extend plays, be creative, try different things, because nothing really consistently has gone well for him today.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And this will only complicate matters for 3rd down, partner. They're sent backwards. They go play action. Here's Hurts. Connects on the crosser. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. It's a sneak. Hurts. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Eagles shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Jalen Hurts with a touchdown on a quarterback sneak to the end zone. Elliott on now to attempt the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And he mishit this one badly. It's out of bounds short of the 40, and they're going to take over at that spot. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Finds him on the crossing route. And this one's brought to an end well downfield from that line of scrimmage.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Throw caught at the 6. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. So they'll be set up with a 1st and goal when we come back. It's the Broncos with the ball, trying to close out what would currently be a win. All set up for an insurance score here. It's 1st and goal. They'll run. This is Harvey. How about this? He can't even get past the line of scrimmage. No challenge for the end zone here.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
They did it! He made the interception! Picked off Reed Blankenship. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now.
Yeah.
They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick. Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in the locker room and in the huddle is you could be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped.
He's got it deep downfield. And this is across midfield and into enemy territory.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just sometimes you got to run into darkness. Just go where there is no lane and hope that something opens along the way. That linebacker said, not this time.
Buys time, rolling right. Taking a big shot for the end zone. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles now trail by just a point in the 4th. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. He fields it from the 8. He stopped on the run back at the 27. Broncos to the line now. It's 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Harvey. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
2nd and 8. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Nix from the gun. That's caught for the 1st. And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos take a 4th quarter lead. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
That one right down the middle. And the Broncos break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And this is going to bounce out of the end zone, so they will set up shop at the 35. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Headed out right. On the run right, throwing deep. Brought in inside the 20. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles now trail by just a point in the 4th. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Now after tying this game up. They're all set to send her away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's brought down just inside the 25. All right, Denver getting everybody set, so they've got 1st and 10. Harvey on the carry. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
From the 28. He's going deep this time. He's got it inside the 25. And he gets in. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos take a 4th quarter lead.
There's a good chance he wasn't even looking when that ball was released, but the crowd, well, the crowd let him know exactly what was going on. He could feel the swell of excitement. Whenever they take a deep shot, it's only going to get louder now as they were able to connect.
That one splits the uprights. And the Broncos break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Here's Hurts, buying some time right. On the run right, throwing deep down the side. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free, incomplete.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Hurts trying again on 2nd down. Flush down now to his left. He's going to keep it this time.
This is one of those occasions that it looks so promising when you take off as a quarterback, and then you're reminded just how fast these defenses are in the NFL. Couldn't quite move the chains, but it wasn't for a lack of trying.
Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Set of downs for him from the 46. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. On the move, headed right. On the run right, throwing deep down the side. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to get this down to the 9. That puts him in goal to go.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
And this is brought to a halt pretty early at about the 8. Offense up to the line fast. Now Hurts. Chased out to his right. He brings it in. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
Timing on routes change when you leave the pocket. It really does become, well, the schoolyard. And you got to scramble around. What a great adjustment to still deliver a clean ball.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Eagles losing by 7. Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for 3rd and goal. Running with Dillon. And he's in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles cut it to a point late in this one. A.J. Dillon, the touchdown. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So they got him for roughing the kicker. They're going to put that penalty yardage on the spot of the ensuing kickoff. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Chooses to bring this one out. They stop him right as he gets up past the 15. First call here coming from the shotgun. Setting up to pass. Dumped off to his running back. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. He'll look to throw it. He finds Ingram working downfield here. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. They got 24 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first. Run left side, Harvey. And he'll get about 4 yards as that brings up second down. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on second. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And no touchdown here. He just needed a few more, but this one goes out at the 3. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal. Dobbins goes the wrong way and is going to lose several here. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Now from the 6 after that last play, here's second and goal. Here he is to throw. And they're going to do it, Brock. They break the tie in the final minute. It's a touchdown. So how about the determination there? This game has been as hard fought as you will see. But they grab hold of the lead here with a late touchdown that may just win them the ball game.
You could almost feel them saying, Kate, we don't want overtime. Let's go out and get it done now. They accomplished their goal. But you do have to ask the question, do they leave too much time on the clock? Stay tuned.
And that kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. So we got a touchback. This drive will start at the 35. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line. First and 10. Back to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Trying to push it deep downfield. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. So it's second down coming up.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. The quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not 2 hands that got on the football.
A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
I'll tell you what, Kate, challenging this guy in a close game, you are tempting fate. He got one hand on it. He gets 2. It could have gone the other way.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Throwing now. Rolling left, buying some time. Got a man downfield, and Goddard has it. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. You don't get too many plays of that size in a game, and that flag takes away one of them. Not helping themselves with that penalty, and now lining up to try this 4th down. Desperation time here. Buying some time left. Trying to push it deep downfield. And this one's swatted away by a defender, so they went for it unsuccessfully. And now they turn it over on downs. Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on 1st down. Down to a knee, and we're going to see if that defense chooses to expend one of its final 2 timeouts. So the Broncos